Welcome to the Backyard Professor Responds videos. Okay, now I have been listening periodically off and on to a very interesting, remarkable, fascinating channel called Metaphysical. And I like these guys. It's a pair of guys. One of them is an avid researcher into the, what do you call it, paranormal, the bizarre, the weird, the ridiculous, the UFOs, the Loch Ness Monster, etc. And he does a very credible job. For the most part, he keeps it grounded. And that's what I've been trying to do. And yet he's not afraid to tackle the woo-woo, right? His partner is even more interesting in that he is a remote viewer. Now, he's not just a lone remote viewer. He has a team of remote viewers. And when these two get together and talk about a subject, whatever that subject is, moon bases, life on Mars anciently, whatever they talk about, the interview with Skinny Bob, Area 51, it doesn't matter what they talk about. These guys, this group of remote viewers, will remote view it, and then he comes back and reports on this YouTube channel, Metaphysical. And they've had some very cool subjects. And they've had some very interesting analysis. And on the 3-eye atlas, now we've had a couple of other interstellar visitors into our solar system from the deep, dark reaches of outer space, potentially beyond even our Milky Way galaxy, Oumuamua. I can't remember the other named one. And now this one. This one has caught the media frenzy and attention. There are a lot of YouTubers talking about this. Now, I haven't broached the subject yet. There are some exquisitely interesting anomalies with this thing. There really are. The Angry Astronaut has been sharing a lot of information on this. Metaphysical has picked up. Christian Harloff, Down to Earth, has picked up. I tried to say Pavel and Psychoactivo together. Holy cow, don't do that. Pavel from Psychoactivo has talked about this. There's a lot of people who've talked about this, that UFO show, etc. So I'm broaching the subject, but Metaphysical, the remote viewing gentleman here, makes an amazing claim, and I'm somewhat fearful for him. Avi Loeb from Harvard has been making hay on this 3-eye atlas very much. He just recently came out with a new study saying it has now changed color. It's turning green. And I mean, they're talking about it getting bigger. They talk about the light that is glowing from within the structure, not from an external source. Is this thing a natural rock hurtling through space at a very, very rare, gigantic speed, 137,000 miles an hour? That's 41 miles a second. That in itself is quite bizarre. Everybody assures us, etc. But there's no commentary tail either. It's not acting like a comet. The other really weird anomaly is this thing is lined up just within 5 degrees of the plane of the ecliptic of our entire solar system. It's matching it. And it's going to be whiz-banging through past Mars here just shortly, within the next couple of days. It's not scheduled to hit us. We're going to be on the wrong side of the solar system when it gets here. Close. And then it's going to go around behind the sun for a few months, and then it's going to come back out. And I believe they said November or December. I'll pay attention to more details as I can. Then we'll be able to get a good look at it. That's if it doesn't change direction, which everyone's keeping eyes on, and, doesn't shoot out other little spaceship orbs or whatever. Because there are many who are saying this is a mothership, a UFO. And that is what this remote viewer says. And he is saying that it's a hostile UFO, and it's starting to tick a lot of people off. There's literally no evidence whatsoever, one, that it's a UFO. Yes, it has anomalies, really a different type of behaving comet than we have ever seen before. It's got some anomalies with what it's made of. It's not mostly H2O. It's mostly carbon dioxide. 87%, I believe they said the cloud was. Only 4% water, which is really weird. Maybe that's why it doesn't have the regular cometary tail. Who knows? There's a lot about this that is just bewildering to a lot of people. And this gentleman says his remote viewing team remote viewed it, and he does say it's a hostile UFO. But here's the catch, and I'm going to let him say it, and then I'm going to expound a little bit more on it. I'm not going to give away his thunder, but he really has a fascinating theory that I want you to listen to. Let's take a listen to this gentleman.
And then scientists are like, well, we don't know why physics is breaking here. Like, this thing currently coming is not necessarily conforming to physics. So either it is just a different type of object that is in a different physics flow that they've never realized or seen or measured before, or it's an alien ship, or it's a missile, or I don't know.
All right, so John, I'm imagining you had a little bit of time to have this thing remote viewed. So what?
Yeah,
I know it's a lot. Yeah, go ahead.
I'd rather postulate and kind of circle my finger around it than actually point to it, because it's like, all right, we live in this bubble on this planet. The bubble is so tight, so constrained. People believe only what their authorities tell them, and the screens that the authorities are telling them through, that they're looking at, are the method of control, of thought, of understanding, of everything. The world, what's outside of this, has got nothing to do with what they tell you. Nothing. And I know people are starting to open up and expand to this because the government is playing a little bit of theater game with them at the moment. And so I think people are maybe a little bit more ready to grasp onto an edge of it. Now, these are things that I have known for a very long time, being in the position that I've been in. I will just tell you that the data that we have on this current object is that it is an unnatural object. It's controlled by a specific type of being who are with that object, who are moving towards this area or location because there's something going on just outside of us that is, I would just say, sort of in contention with other groups that don't have to do with humans directly, but have to do with humans as the cavemen on the planet who are waving their sticks at it, and the resource on the planet that they perceive them as. If people have watched our episodes before, we have gotten a lot of things that happen out there that are battle related with different species, with remote viewing. A lot of people have spoken about this too. Other remote viewers have looked at this too. And we're talking about big projects. We're not talking about like just singular remote viewers. We're talking about big projects with analysis. And we have one of these situations where there is contention, where there are different races of beings who are wanting, needing, trying to control different aspects of the caveman planet, of what they perceive as theirs. So that's what the data was implying. It was literally about these other beings coming in because they're in a fight with ones that are like here as well over this space. And that's what we're seeing in the data with this.
So, what I'm just curious if you have this information, but are the beings that are on this ship more humanoid like us, or are these full on like?
Talk about this. It starts with the R word.
Oh,
which I'm not going to let spill out of my mouth.
No, we don't have to say that word.
Then we go down into like this other zone, and it's like, no, okay, so the R word on the other side, they're sort of like lighter skin humanoids, right? Lighter skin
that are battling these things.
That are, yeah,
or battling.
Yeah. Look, as absurd as it sounds, and as like, so there have been a lot of people out there. Look, to say the R word is one of those things that places you into the category of just bad, insane, crazy. Right? Yeah, and so, but the thing is that does exist. They do exist, right? It's just that people have turned it into crazy, and the media has turned it into crazy. So the moment it comes out of your mouth, everybody's trained to go, "You're crazy," right?
Look, I have bad news for us. Seriously. They're right about the R word. I'll go ahead and say it. They're talking about, as they showed on Star Trek. Now, see, how long ago was Star Trek? And yet they were even showing us, hey, there's reptilian-like creatures, right? Out there in the cosmos, etc. Now, John says the remote viewing project that he is a part of, not just him singly, not just another one of the guys who singly have remote viewed what this object is, coming in so wildly fast. The entire project has given us, through the remote viewing, a much broader context of there is a galactic contention going on, and as it works out, because of which particular beings are here on our planet right now, and other beings who aren't, but are coming from those interstellar spaces to either work a treaty or to have a confrontation with those beings who are here other than us, the cavemen, etc. There is a larger Battlestar Galactica type situation going on, according to John. Now, this is quite remarkable because he says it has been an ongoing, he at least intimates that it has been an ongoing remote viewing project, and that they have been gathering data, apparently more than just one remote viewing session. Now, this is putting your neck out there. You're on the chopping block as one, a singular remote viewer who claims you can remote view, and two, your entire base of remote viewers in this much larger project to gather data within a context of a much larger cosmological space than just our solar system. And the data, he says, is indicating that some of the various divergent groups of aliens are beginning to come together in what we, you and I, would call our space, but which they think is their territory. You can see some very interesting tension that's going to occur if this remote viewing data pans out. Now, this 3-eye atlas is coming in by, if I remember correctly, I watched a few videos, listened to them. It's this month. It's not for another week or two that it's going to come the first place, and then it disappears for a month and a half or so. It'll be behind the sun. We're on the wrong side of the solar system to really get a good clear view until after it comes back out around from the sun, if it does so. Maybe they're trying to go around behind the sun, and if they really are beings controlling this thing, and it really is a mother ship, and I have seen various analysis, discussion, who knows how big this thing is. If they know, they're not telling us. I've heard 7 miles. I've also heard 1,000 feet. Well, that's a huge difference. Yeah, we don't know. It's all guesswork unless someone does know and someone's trying to get it leaked and they're trying to keep a lid on it, etc. But if that thing goes around behind the sun and we don't see it come back out, uh-oh. No, I mean it. I mean, oh, dang. Now it's going so very fast that the sun will not be able to capture it. It is extra galactic. That's how fast it's going. So when it comes whizzing around the sun, when it goes back out, it's gone forever. It's never coming back. It's not like Comet Hale-Bopp or Keowakuk or whatever the heck they call it, or Halley's Comet, etc., that keeps coming back periodically because it's a member of the sun's group because the sun's gravity holds them in. This thing is too fast for the sun to capture it. So we only get this one shot, and that's it. So you can see why people are making hay of it. It really does have numerous, I'm going to call them oddities, anomalies. Is fair, in my opinion, based on what very precious little I know, of at least 2 of the items. One is the speed, and 2 is 87% carbon dioxide. The vast majority of comets, if not all of them that we have ever observed in our entire history, has always been mostly frozen ice. So this thing is entirely different than what comes from our neighborhood. This is from outside. Well, that makes it very exciting. I get it. The excitement is building, and it's building very fast. So it will be interesting to see if anything happens. We will know for sure, I would propose, by November. By November, I do believe either November, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or whatever, we're going to be able to see it zipping out, and it's going to be gone really, really fast because it's really, really, really booking. 137 miles an hour is faster than your car will go. I don't care if you have a GTO, a Challenger, or a Ford Mustang. You're not going to beat this thing in a race. So we've just got one shot to check it out, and then whatever data we can gather, that's it. It's over. Our advantage is we do have the James Webb. We do have the Hubble. We have some other instrumentation out there and here on Earth that can also help us try to gather in as much data on this thing as we can. So help me, if this thing turns blue, be very careful, because the Hopi prophecy says when the blue Kachina comes back, watch out, it's the end of the age. Hopefully this thing won't turn blue. Turning green doesn't bother me at all. Avi Loeb swears it's changed color. Okay, that's great. Fine. There could be natural phenomenon that can explain that, but if it turns blue, I'm going to start sweating just a little bit, because that's going to, yet again, we've had the white buffalo prophecy of the Hopis and the Navajo, and now if this thing starts turning blue, that's the main Kachina, the star person that brought the Hopis from the stars. That's him coming back, and he ain't coming back happy. So hold on to your butts, man. As he said in Jurassic Park, hold on to your butts. Here we go. So fun stuff, very interesting. This is a commitment of a remote viewing research group that this is a hostile UFO, not necessarily against humanity, but potentially there could be some issues because it is apparently based on the remote viewer data that John is only hinting at Metaphysical. He hasn't come all out with that data just yet. I don't know if he's going to or not. We could be seeing some sparks in the sky, so to speak. Hopefully they won't bring their war down to this planet. Hopefully if someone is here on the planet who really is going to fight that mothership, if that is a mothership, there's a lot of ifs in this. Hopefully they will fly out to space to meet him out there and fight and not destroy our home world. Could be interesting. I'm not going to say yes or nay. I don't have enough information. I'm just saying there have been some commitments in knowledge made in this metaphysical video that I'm going to hold to them and see what happens, if anything. So that's my take on that. Thanks for watching the Backyard Professor Responds videos. Hit the like and subscribe and the notification button. I'll bring more videos to you as I can. In the meantime, remember, have fun, be good, do well, have lots of friends, make lots of friends, get some good sleep, and I'll be back as soon as I can when I find more information. Appreciate all of you. Have a great night.